Good morning. It's day 136 on trail. It's just gone 7 o'clock and we're leaving West Carry Pond Lean-to. Today we are walking 13.5 miles, I think. 21 point something k's to get to Caratunk. Caratunk is right next to a river which I don't know the name of. And in order to get across that river, we have to take a boat. There is a free boat service provided there, which I think is funded by the ATC. But it only runs from 11 AM to 2 PM. So we have to make it there before 2 so we can make sure we get the boat. Otherwise we get stuck on the south bank instead of in the nice warm dry hostel tonight. It's been raining since about 3 AM I think. Not too hard now, just kind of light splattering, but still a little bit damp. Fortunately, terrain profile looks pretty good today. It looks pretty flat with a couple of really small bumps, but there are some comments on Guthook that it's quite boggy, so that might slow us down instead. We should have plenty of time though, so we'll see how it goes. It's been raining steadily for a while now. We've been walking for just over 2 hours, making really good time. I think we've got about 7 miles to go. So we're about halfway there. Yeah, it's not cold, just wet. Although I'm a little bit sick of the puddles and the mud. It's nice to know that once we cross the river, we're going to be staying at Caratunk House, a hostel run for hikers there. So once we're across the river, we can get warm and dry, do some laundry, our last laundry, before the final push, and then yeah, I'll be able to chill out this afternoon. I actually have a lot of videos to edit, so I'm going to spend most of my afternoon doing that, I think. Good morning, it's day 137 on trail. About 10 to 7, we're just setting out from Caratunk house. It rained last night, but it's not raining anymore. The mosquitoes are out in full force. And yeah, we're hoping to do 24 miles today. So a pretty big day for us, as of late anyway. But hopefully the terrain will be nice to us and we can get it done easily. We've done our laundry and had our last shower for the trail. So this is our final push now to Katahdin. Good morning, it's day 138 on trail. It's about 8 AM, we're just leaving our campsite from the night. We didn't end up going quite as far as we hoped yesterday. We ended up walking about 22 miles. What's that, 34, 35 kilometers maybe. We were walking to that last few miles and then we saw a really good campsite. It was by a stream and we just decided to stop there for the night. It does mean that we have to do 15 miles this morning to get to the road crossing, where if we went to the right we would get to Monson, which is where most people go. Instead we're going to head left 10 miles and hitch into a place called Greenville. Greenville is, it's got a real supermarket, or at least a bigger store, rather than Monson, which only has a little general store and a resupply at a hostel. So we're doing the 100-mile wilderness. We're going to try and do in 4 days, or we are going to do in 4 days, because we're only taking 4 days food. And so we wanted to go to a real supermarket so that we could get the food we want, rather than buying whatever is available at some of the little stores. So yeah, the plan is to head into Greenville, do a resupply, grab some charge, top up our devices, and then we will head out, I think about 3 miles beyond the road. There's a shelter where we'll stay tonight, and then tomorrow we'll start some big miles and head on through the wilderness. It probably started raining about 5:15 this morning, and then it's kind of kept up all morning. We've had some periods where it's been a bit harder. Right now it's reduced to a small, dripping from the trees and a little bit of mist, so it's not too bad. But we are expecting more rain to come through this afternoon. Fortunately for us, the terrain looks really easy for today. It's a little bit rocky underfoot, and those rocks are pretty slippery. And I've also heard that there might be a couple of stream crossings today where we will struggle to stay dry, but with the sandals on that doesn't really bother me. Yesterday I was actually intentionally walking through mud and puddles just to keep my feet wet and cold, so it'll be nice. Hopefully we can make really good time through this 15 miles to the road. So maybe 3 miles an hour if we can. Would be really good to get us there nice and quickly. So we ended up getting to the road crossing about 20 to 2 and got the fastest hitch I've ever got. The road was pretty busy and the third or fourth car that drove past pulled over and stopped. And they took us into Greenville to Indian Hill Trading Post, which was the supermarket there. Where we were able to get our resupply for the next 4 days. Seems like a pretty small resupply, but both Redden and I have focused about getting really calorie dense foods so that we didn't have to carry too much weight. From there we walked down to the post office at Greenville and posted away some of the warmer clothes we picked up for the whites, extra thermals and things. At the moment the trail's pretty low lying and it's going to be except for Katahdin, so we figure we don't really need those things, and it's really nice to be able to get rid of a little extra weight out of our bags for this last push. Just got a little bit distracted by that sign. Yeah, we're entering the wilderness and we need 10 days food. Currently have 4 in my bag. Should be fine. Yeah, so from... Oh man, so many distractions. Yeah, so after the post office, we went out and we grabbed some food, burgers and drinks and wings, had a good last meal, and then some ice cream, and then tried to hitchhike back to the trail, and it probably took us about 10 minutes to get a hitch with a local woman who was heading to the next town over to go to work. So yeah, it's great. Now we're back on trail, walking about 5.5 k's, I think, 3 miles to Lehman Brook Shelter. We're going to camp for tonight.